Welcome in and welcome back. I am doing this series mainly as a way to hold myself accountable, as I believe that putting things like this out there is a way to really kick yourself in the rear end when you do or do not start something. But I think that this series could also be beneficial towards creating some type of community around this channel with goal setting in mind. And I think that one of the things that's important in that aspect is understanding how other people break down their goals. So what I do is I set yearly goals and then I break them down on a monthly level. And after that, I create what a week should look like by the goals that need to be finished in that month or reached in that month. So this is sort of the first time that I'm doing that on the channel. But first, I want to start with something that I was meaning to insert into the yearly goals, but I forgot this slide in that video, and it's something I just sort of learned about recently. So this is a term that I have just learned, but I wanted to pass that along in case anyone else was not familiar with it. It's something that if you spend long enough setting goals, you sort of intuit your way into this, but it's something known as a SMART goal. And it's an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. These are better ways to set goals than just writing something on paper. Specific being, so instead of saying, I want to write more this year, what you do is you set a number. I want to write 1 novel, 12 short stories, and 52 poems. Saying something like, I want to write more is a very nebulous term that really, at the end of the year, no matter what you do, you can either look back and just deem that you have succeeded or failed based on how you feel about things. And that's not a really great way to set goals. It might be a good way to beat yourself up or build yourself up. Neither of those things hold much space in the goal-setting world, I don't believe. Measurable, I think, is a lot on the same lines. Instead of saying, for example, I want to run more, I want to run 365 miles this year. I think for me, specific and measurable sort of bleed into one another. It can be something, I'm having a hard time thinking of examples for specific versus measurable, but I think that as long as you get things along those lines, it really helps you out in your goal setting and your execution. Attainable. For example, for me, I'm fat. So it doesn't make sense for me to go ahead and say I want to break David Goggins' pull-up record because I'm fat. And you can't jump straight from being fat to breaking the pull-up record. What I can say is I want to get to the point where I can do 15 consecutive pull-ups because it is an attainable feat. There is nothing stopping me within 1 year from gaining the goal, from reaching the goal of doing 15 consecutive pull-ups, doing 4,000 or whatever in 24 hours. That's probably not attainable. The next one, the R, is relevant. And so, for example, one of my goals is to learn some Japanese words. Normally, for the guy that works overnight at the corner pharmacy, learning some Japanese is not a particularly relevant goal. But outside of my job, I also consider myself a writer. And for me, that goal of learning, one of the things I've learned about my writing process is that one of the things I enjoy doing is playing with the structure of words themselves. And by expanding a vocabulary and bringing in completely foreign terms to myself and looking at the way that different languages view different things. For example, in French, voir means, it's been 10 years since I've taken French, but voir, I think, means to, voir means to see, avoir means to hold, and savoir means to own, or something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but it's something along those lines. And just seeing how that language views and sort of conceptualizes the differences between seeing something and owning something, and how all you have to do is have a little bit more of a word to own something rather than seeing it is something very interesting to me. So in my writing process, learning foreign words is relevant to me. So if you pick completely irrelevant goals, the odds are that you're really not going to follow through with them, and you're going to just abandon ship when you get far enough along and you haven't touched that goal. And the last one is time-based, and I think obviously in a series like this, when you're looking at something like 2020 goals, really you're putting a time basis on there anyway. But again, this is something that is pretty useful when going about the goal setting gamut and trying to make goals that not only you can get through and you can measure, but that will make a difference in the things that you're trying to do. And now into how I am breaking things down goal-wise on the writer front for the month of January. I would like to complete 2 short stories and 2 flash fictions, 4 poems, and make 1 submission during this month while contributing to my pieces 500 words towards Tolstoy Tastes Like Strawberries, 30 minutes of working on Beggar's Hill and outline for that story. I'd like to pin the first chapter of the zombie novel that I've sort of got some type of ideas for, as well as 500 words towards an essay towards the Biff Bamboozle story and towards In Filth It Will Be, which is a novel that I started in 2017, I believe, and I'm right at the end of a first draft for that thing. I've just got to hammer it home, which leads into the reading and education goals for the month. I would like to finish 4 books, one of which the daily battery of 45 minutes of reading a day should really help me make some progress on this front. I would like to learn 4 words, which comes out to one a week, really. So that should not be that hard. I've got to come up with a system for that. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know. I would like to start 15 Laws of Growth. I would like to pick which Emily Dickinson poem I am going to commit to memory, as well as making a list of words that I hope to learn this year. I think that some foresight for that proves beneficial, as what you're doing is you're choosing, you can look up words that you think would be beneficial to know and lay strategy to them in that way. I would like to find a YouTube channel through which to learn Excel, so if you have any suggestions on that front, I would love to hear them, as well as reading 1 essay from that book on strategy. I would like to dedicate 1 hour to both math and accounting, as well as a half an hour towards studying nihilism itself. On the financial front, I really want to get back to my habit of finishing under budget and living as much of a curmudgeon life as possible. By doing so, I would like to make 1 investment during the month of January, as well as putting money into a CD, a certificate of deposit, which in this financial climate really is responsible for losing you money more than anything else. But I think it is more responsible to do that than leave all of my money in a bank account. I'd like to put together a resume, or at least get started on something like that. I haven't done anything like that in such a long time. I'd like to decide what finance book I want to read in the near future, and I think it's going to take a little bit of research to get that done. I would like to spend 30 minutes with my budget. I would like to find a video which explains the differences in PE ratios and what sectors they belong to, as well as rear-facing and front-facing PE ratios, things like that. So if you have any suggestions on that, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. I'd like to get 3 hours of overtime. We are going through some changes at work that I think will make it possible, if not necessary, that I do in fact get some overtime this month, and I would like to capitalize on that if at all possible. Working in the retail space, overtime is something that those hours are few and far between these days. If you have ever heard of Amazon, I need to create the file in Excel for a needs list, and I would like to call Commerce is my bank. I'm not going to give you my bank account number unless you ask very nicely, but Commerce is where I bank, and I go through their investing, and they have free investing, but I am not signed up for it, and I really need to figure out how to do that. As far as my channel Strip Cover Lit is concerned, I would like to post 15 videos, reach 6,350 subs, which is going to be about 100 subs on the month. I would like to shoot 20 videos, as well as spend 30 minutes towards making an introduction, an intro bump, and 30 minutes towards a video essay that I've spent a lot of time working on. The video essay concept is something that's still fairly new to me, and this, as I'm sure you can tell, editing and this type of thing is not my strong suit. I would like to spend 30 minutes on the Emily Dickinson series that I'm working on creating, as well as the Danse Macabre series that I hope to put on the channel, and the Hemingway documentary. I would like to review one poem and one short story. Now, I know that those are numbers which will fall into my shoot 20 minutes or 20 videos goal, but what it also does is it keeps me from falling into the rut of creating a specific type of video all too often. I am very excited for the read-along series that I am creating, and will be marching my way through this month with a book for the channel that I'm not sure when it's going to post, so I'm a little hesitant to really put out what the book is. But it's one that's going to keep me busy all month, and I think it's going to be some fun. But this will force me, while making a poetry review and a short story review, it will force me to not just complete that 20 number by making something like poetry readings or something along that line. As far as this channel itself is concerned, I would like to have a 20 video library. That's going to take a lot of work. I think I'm going to be launching this channel with just short of 10 videos. For anyone who is looking to make a YouTube channel, oftentimes the advice that you find is that you launch with 10 videos. That way, it seems YouTube gives your channel a little extra push when you launch, as well as the fact that when people find your video and they click on your channel icon to go back to your channel, they want to see other videos to be sure that you are actually serious about making videos before they end up subscribing to your channel. So I think that is fairly good advice, but I just don't have the time, I don't think, to launch with 10 videos. I would like to finish one album review. As I have stated, that is a video series that I am very much looking forward to on this channel. I'm looking to do something a little bit different with that genre. I'm looking to do something, the React space is very large on YouTube, and that is not at all anything that I think I am going to get into, but I am very, very, very pro-review, and I think that there is a bit of space to be wriggled into between those two classic styles. I would like to shoot 25 videos. I would like to ideate 100 videos. I think that one of the things that's going to be easy about this channel is always having ideas for what videos to make, because I have so little direction, so few confinements, if you will. I would like to finish 7 movie reviews, which is going to be fairly difficult considering that battery of daily work that I have set up for myself is pretty extensive, and it's going to be hard to find that much free time to just watch movies. I'd like to find 2 vloggers that I like to be able to take notes from them. I would like to buy the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, because I do plan on setting up a series around that book as well. I would like to make 1 box office video, 2 Marvel videos, and 3 Tesla videos. See, that proves right there how little actual direction I really have for this channel. On the Scrambling Armchair side of things, which is the channel on which I do sports talk, This is a very exciting time for the Chiefs. I would like to talk some playoffs. I would like to create a mock draft template because mock drafts are the wave of the future as far as YouTube is concerned on the sports side of things. I think it is an interesting platform for that type of video and that type of discussion because you are not time constrained, as are the people on television. So I think that the platform of YouTube itself creates a very interesting space for that sort of thing. I would like to find pictures of 5 first-rounders and download them to put forth towards creating these mock draft videos, as well as creating 5 videos in general. I would like to spend some time learning the team needs going into the draft. I would like to put out 30 tweets, as well as spend 30 minutes studying baseball, 30 minutes studying Mizzou recruiting, 30 minutes ideating a series. Series are something that I am really lacking on that channel. I have not dedicated as much time towards series building on that channel as I should have, and I would also like to create one Mizzou vid, whether that is a result of the 30 minutes of recruiting, studying, or not. On the fitness side of things, I would like to make 13 trips to the gym, which the weather in January often makes difficult, so we're not going to bank on that, but I am going to bank on the fact that I'm going to run 31 miles. I'd like to do at least 1 bench rep with 280 pounds. 5, it says 5 pull-ups there. I want to perform 5 good consecutive pull-ups. I want to weigh 216 pounds on 3 separate days, which right now I'm about 219, I think. So setting up that goal for 216 is something that stretching it across 3 separate weigh-ins will mean that it is something that I have solidified to some extent. I need to get deadlifts in twice. I need to get dumbbell snatches in 3 times. I need to do a set of 15 dips, run an 8:45 mile, and I would like to do a set of curls with 100 pounds. So that is it on the goals side for this month, guys. I am looking forward to whatever goals you might have and want to discuss in the comment section below. Do you have a specific way that you break down goals on the monthly level? If so, I would be interested in knowing that as well. This is a series that I hope to continue at least through the calendar year. We will see how fruitful it is for myself and others and see if there is any point in really carrying the series on going forward. But again, that is it for this video. I would like to hear from you in the comment section below.